Life is like a ballerina standing on the tip of her toe. A saying I heard just once a while back, and yeah, it's managed to stick with me all of this time. And at first, it did sound like another metaphorical, symbolic, saying. But the more I sat with this analogy, the more it began to resonate. You see, when we look at a ballerina, all we see is poise and grace, elegance, balance, control. But what we don't see is all of the work beneath the surface. The way every tiny muscle in her body is working overtime just to keep her up. The practice, work, and dedication it takes to make it all look so effortless. Her bones and ankles adjusting, cracking, her toes blistered. Nothing about this process is effortless. The ballerina serves as a reminder that balance isn't stillness. It's constant micro adjustments, constant correction. It's the invisible, intangible efforts, tiny struggles beneath the beautiful poses. Similar to how a pilot's job is not really to fly the plane. He's just there to constantly make adjustments and ensure the flight is on the right path while it's on autopilot. By the way, if you're new here, hi, my name is aissata, kaba, and on this channel, I tap into the current energies in hopes that the message resonates with whoever is watching. I'm not really here to say anything new, but maybe I'm here to mirror what you already know. And if that's you today, I hope that this message helps. In life, there will be periods that feel like a thick fog, a mirage, if you will. Long stretches where you can't tell if you're growing or just surviving, where you're doing everything right, but the results, they still haven't fully dropped in. And in those seasons, faith can start to feel a little bit like foolishness. I believe that for many of us, we are in or just coming out a season like this. And to anyone who may still be experiencing this, who is currently experiencing this, I just want to say you are not stuck. You are in the process of grieving a past version of yourself. For me lately, this fog has taken shape in creative block. After months of finally finding a consistent rhythm and flow in YouTube, I suddenly felt stuck. I got so stuck. And whether it was burnout from work or too much socializing or pouring into others, maybe even falling back into old patterns, I could not bring myself to post no matter how hard I tried, no matter how much times I filmed. I even got a new camera. I even got a new book. Honestly, for a moment there, everything had me doubting and questioning myself, asking myself, am I fooling myself? The more I tried, I felt more frustrated. And I began to ask myself, is this content and creativity stuff, is it really my purpose? How could I make this a lifestyle when it's so easy for me to get stuck and fall off of track? How could I possibly run dry if this is what I'm meant to do? Though deep down, I've come to a realization that productivity does not define purpose, and progress is certainly not linear. You know that much, right? Whether you've been consistent or not, you are still worthy. You're still on path and you're still becoming who you are meant to be. What matters is what you wake up and choose to do right today. What matters is that you wake up and choose to give the best that you've got today, whatever form, shape, size that may come in. See, what is true is you do not have to be doing anything wrong for everything to feel so hard when you are on your growth journey, when you are on the journey to finding your highest self and claiming your dreams. Healing is not quiet, and growth, it can be so lonely, even when you're in a room full of people, even when you have a strong support system who loves you. You can feel like you're all alone. Showing up for yourself is very seldom rewarding, is very seldom always rewarding, is very seldom rewarding at first. If getting out of the bed in the middle of the afternoon and brushing your teeth on the edge of a breakdown is all you've got today, that counts for something. That is also sacred. If your calendar is booked and busy and money is finally flowing, but you haven't been working out like you used to in the past few weeks, that is also valid. If you have been on track, moving in flow, and suddenly miss a beat, that does not mean that you've lost your rhythm or that you're starting back at square one. It means you are human. And growth, it comes with stumbles, especially when you're shedding an old version of yourself that no longer fits. What's hardly mentioned about the next level is that getting there is not the hard part. Sustaining it is. It's not about doing the work until you get what you want. It's about doing the work because that is who you are now. It's about doing the work until that becomes who you are now. And that's the transformation. That's the ache. That's the ballerina standing on the tip of her toe. And if we could talk about grief for a moment, it doesn't only come from external loss. It comes from letting go a version of yourself who might have settled just to play safe or maybe even dim their light just to fit in. Whatever the case is, that version of you was created and necessary for you to survive and for you to become the version of yourself you are today. And yeah, so like any grief, self grief will surprise you. Whether it's in 5 years, 5 months, you might still miss that old you. Even darkness can feel like a home, even chaos can bring comfort. We all know nostalgia is one hell of a drug. So, no, you're not crazy for mourning a version of yourself that you have outgrown. And yes, some days will feel like a relapse. You'll want to go back and make things easier again. What feels easier. You would want to numb the ache. You want to run back to the old you. But deep down, you know that life does not fit anymore, no matter how much sometimes you wish it did. I don't know about anyone else out there. I've thought so many times, why can't I be simple? Why can't I be satisfied by the simple things? Why do I have to be so stimulated by growth? Eventually, the ache will soften, and one day you'll forget why you once thought chaos was love. And you'll be proud that you, that you chose the harder path. And in that moment, when you keep walking forward, even when every part of you wants to go back, that right there, my friend, is the process. That's the miracle. That's the gift. So if you're in a similar situation as I am here, whether it's in work or creativity or love, mid process, mid healing, mid transformation, just know you are not starting over. You are not at square one. You are not losing. You're not off track. You are just in the process. You are recalibrating because even the ballerina, with all of her grace and strength and effortless beauty, she's constantly shifting, adjusting, moving forward beneath the surface just to stay on point. So, of course, you are allowed to do the same. Why not you? And with that said, thank you so much for tuning in to today's message. This is a huge accomplishment. I've really been trying to get this video out for so many days, and I kind of fell off the flow, but I am here. I just needed a few weeks. I don't know. Life, like I said, got to me. I hope that you got something from this message. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or a comment. Save it, share it, I don't know. And until next time, stay you, stay beautiful, stay blessed. Bye.